Hey y'all, let's talk. So today I want to give you a few signs on how to recognize if you're in a trauma bond relationship. So let's just get into it. One, you met during a hard time in your life. You felt like you were in a dark place. You don't feel like you were 100% yourself. You were going through a lot of things. Could have been a lot of shadows coming up. Could have been a lot of past things coming up. You could have just lost your job, could have just lost your house. Someone could have just passed away that you really love. And you met this person who you connected with and got into a relationship with. Two, you guys connected over trauma and hard times. You talked about a lot of your first conversations were a lot about your childhood, the things that went wrong in your childhood, the shitty neighborhood you lived in, the shitty job your parents did, all the woes in the world. You guys just connected over a lot of dark things. You guys connected over a lot of past issues. A lot of your conversations led you back to the past instead of you guys talking about future goals and future things that you were going to do. You guys talked about a lot of things that a lot of people who harmed you, a lot of people who did you wrong, and that's what those conversations that you first start having. That's what y'all connected over. Number three, you all need to have catastrophic events happen in order to move forward in your relationship. So what I mean by that is you all have things that you know you need to talk about, but you don't talk about them. And you don't talk about them until they build and build and build and build and build and they turn into this huge argument explosion. And then you both feel like, oh man, see, look, we did it, we got over that, we came through that and we moved forward, but you had to go through a storm in order to get to the other side. And just in life, we know you don't go into the eye of the hurricane to get through the storm. You go around it. So you don't need to go through those catastrophic events in order to elevate your relationships. But in a trauma bond relationships, that's pretty much the only way you're gonna move forward. You're gonna have to go through some serious. You're gonna have to burn down a house every time you want to redecorate the room. Basically, that's what a trauma bond relationship is gonna do to you. Um, when you meet them, they're gonna seem very familiar. They're gonna remind you of someone, and you may not be able to put your finger on it, and it's gonna draw you in. That is you recognizing the pattern in that person, especially if you've played this out multiple times. That is you recognizing the trauma. We are attached to our traumas. So we seek them out because they feel comfortable. So you can meet somebody like, damn, I feel like I know this person. I feel like I'm really connected to them. This person reminds me of somebody, and this person could remind you of your mother or father. If you have parental issues, this person can remind you of your ex. They could look like your ex. I've seen plenty of people who are dating people that look just like the last person they dated and talk just like the last person they dated and act just like the last person they dated. And that happens because we haven't learned the lesson. So we kind of run into that person over and over again. So when you feel like you really know that person, a lot of times that's us recognizing the trauma and we're ready to play we're ready to play it out again. And then another way to recognize that you're in a trauma bond is once you feel like you're come out of whatever funk you were in, once you feel like you've navigated out of the dark night of the soul, once you feel like you've integrated a shadow, you look at your partner and you're ready to conquer your goals together. You're ready to go forward. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to elevate. And guess what? They not. They looking at you like you crazy because you were at your low. They were already at their peak. So recognize that, and you can't be mad at that person because they don't want to come here with you because that was never their journey. They're going to always be at their peak. You just met them where they were. We do that a lot. We meet people where they are. So if we get together, we recognize these patterns, we can change them. Just recognize when this person feels way too familiar. Recognize when you having those catastrophic events and y'all can't sit down and mirror each other and understand why you're doing what you're doing. It has to blow up. Recognize when your conversations are more based on past hurts than future goals. So those are a couple ways that you could recognize if you're in a trauma bond relationship. Talk to you next time.